Hey, it's Ina from Books and Boybands, and today I'm finally back with another bookish video. I'm super excited to talk to you about my June reading plans because I'm very hopeful. I wanted to establish this mood reading month to help me really get back on track, get the momentum into reading, because what I have noticed is that I've always planned on reading a lot of physical books, but I tend to set them aside and read more ebooks and audiobooks. So this month, my main target really is to get into the books I physically have on my shelf and not like make them as display. So I'm super excited today to talk to you about these physical books, but I still did it. I still set aside some ebooks and audiobooks that I might pick up just in case, you know, life gets too much again. May was a mess. I had so many books I planned on reading for Asian Readathon and Stan Asian authors, but that did not push through because life was so hectic. I haven't felt such a social butterfly. Then May, I had so many outings with friends in different social circles, including the book community, and I'm happy about that, but it did put my reading aside for a bit, and then I had some personal issues I had to address as well, so that's a sad part. But today, let's look at the happy side and let's restart. And yeah, let me talk to you about the books I plan on reading this June. Let's get started with the physical books. First, I have here is a trilogy. This is, of course, the very famous A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. My main goal this month is to just finish the first book. And in case, like many other people in the community, I fall in love with this series, I might also pick up the two books depending on, you know, the momentum for the month, or if I'm really itching to pick up the second read. I know this is getting an adaptation in Netflix, I think, and it's coming to our screens soon, so I think it's a perfect time to go through the series. I also noticed that when I feel like I'm approaching a reading slump, picking up a YA thriller is the best way to keep me interested in reading, because of course it's simple, it's easy, and it's usually very fast-paced. So I'm hoping that is what's gonna happen with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Aside from that, I have two books on my priority list. These are books sent by publishers. This first one was from HarperCollins. So this first one is called Our Kind of Game by Johanna Copeland. This is a debut with a serpentine tale that explores how men enact violence on women, how women try to reclaim their own sense of self, and the lingering effects on their children's lives. So this one is again from Harper, and this is a book that is set to be published on July 2024. So yeah, this is an arc. So thank you again, Harper, for sending me this one. And then I have another one. This is from Macmillan. This one is called Blood in the Cut by Alejandro Nodarce. This is another arc, again from Flatiron Books under Macmillan, and this is set to be published on June 2024, so this month. And it says that this is from an author who is a new voice in crime fiction, with writing as sharp as a knife gleaming in the Florida sun. So it's about the Cuban-American world that has been invisible in literature until now. It's a place of illegal hunters and deadly swamps, of competing allegiances and the violence at the brutal heart of exile. So we have two upcoming mystery thrillers. And on that note, I also have a carryover from last month. This is a book I have been itching to read for so many years already. So by June, really, I do hope I get to read this one. It's called Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. It's a backlist title, and I really hope this will be the final time this will be featured in a to be read pile. So it says, a young single mother accused of killing her autistic son. It's a powerhouse debut about how far we'll go to protect our families and our deepest secrets. There. Next, I have two more carryovers from May. This one also has been featured in a couple of TBR or possibility piles already, and it's Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang. This book I don't need to introduce anymore. I'm sure you are familiar with it already, and let's just hope that I finally get to read this one this month. And then, of course, happy Pride Month, everyone. One of my picks for Pride Month reads is I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. It's also a carryover from last month, and it's about this plus-sized queer K-pop idol, which is two characteristics you don't really get to see in the K-pop industry. So very excited about this one. It's also light, so it's perfect as a palette cleanser from the heavier reads this month. And as you notice, those are two yellow covers. So I chose another yellow cover. This is a romance read that has been on my shelves for quite a while now. It's called Float Plan, and it says it's a perfect escape, fresh, funny, and romantic. So it's about... So this is about Anna, who says she has been shipwrecked by grief, and she receives a reminder about a trip that she was supposed to go to with her ex-fiance. And so when she realizes that she still wants to go on the trip, but she can't do it herself, she hires a professional sailor to help her. And it says this book is about starting over. Doesn't mean letting go of your past. It means making room for your future. So they're excited about this one. And then also June is the anniversary of BTS, my favorite band. And I have decided to read two BTS related books. The first one is Into the Magic Shop, a neurosurgeon's quest to discover the mysteries of the brain and the secrets of the heart. So this is a book mentioned that has inspired BTS, particularly in their song Magic Shop. So I'm super excited to read about this one. And the other BTS read I have is on my Kindle. So before Jungkook enlisted in the military, he mentioned, or he was seen with this book. It's called Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. It's a memoir about a person who is a part of a band and their experience when their mother got cancer. I think it's yeah, I decided to enter into it blindly, but yeah, I saw it from Jungkook. I also have been seeing it in like bookish spaces, so I think it's a perfect ebook. So I borrowed it from Libby, and I hope I get to read this one, like similarly to, again, Into the Magic Shop. And aside from that, I also want to read Born in Sickness by L.M. Archer. So in my past fandom, there's this fan fiction writer I follow, and they also decided to traditionally publish a book, and it's called Born in Sickness. So it has been on my Kindle for a while because I bought it to support them during that time, and I haven't really got to reading it, so I'll be reading it this month. Next, I also have Before the Next Bomb by Reni Kanazi. This is a book about Palestine, and I always think it's very important to listen to different experiences of other people, and with all the gruesome things experienced by Palestinian people, it's also only right for us to educate ourselves and be more aware of what's happening around us. So I've been looking into reading books featuring Palestine and her people. So this one is one of the first steps that I'm making. And aside from that, I also have audiobooks, and of course, as a mainly audiobook reader, I have quite a long list. But for today, I'll just be talking about 6 books that I'm sure I'll be reading because they are already on loan. There are other books that are still on hold, so I don't know if like the hold will lift before June ends. But these are the books I am sure to read for through Libby. as my audiobooks. So the first one is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. This is the second book in the series after Before I Let Go. I don't know the series name, but of course I am a diehard fan of Kennedy Ryan. I can rave so much about this author and the beautiful, heart-wrenching books she creates. So yeah, I decided to jump into This Could Be Us. It is recently released, so for now I'll just be listening to the audiobook, and I hope I get to have a physical copy in the future. But yeah. Next, I have Every Time I Go on Vacation, Someone Dies. So this is a cozy mystery, and I love myself my cozy mysteries. And it's about an author main character. She is on her book tour in Italy when something murders happen. So there. Next, I also have Darling Girls by Sally Hepsworth. And this is pitched as Sister Secrets, Love, and Murder. I'm always a fan of thrillers, and I think thrillers are also perfect when you're listening to audiobooks because they will keep you engaged and you will not usually find yourself zoning out. So yeah, I always lean towards thrillers, and this is my thriller pick for June. And then next, I have an old favorite, Olivia Dade. This time I'll be listening to At First Spite. This is part of her Harlots Bay series, the first one. And it's an enemies to lovers neighbor romance. And I always love Olivia Dade because usually she features older leads. And as I get older, I also lean towards more to like older characters because I can relate to them better. And of course, she features plus size women, and as a plus size woman, it's always nice to see women and men like you find love that doesn't look in just the physical alone. And then I also have two sapphic reads for, again, Pride Month. And this one is Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring Blake. It's a strangers to fake dating to possibly romance read. I just noticed that it's actually a third book in a series. So right now I just decided to put a hold on the first and second book. I think the second book will be available soon, but the first book has a longer wait. So I hope I get to read them, and I hope they also can stand alone and feature different characters so that I can push it through with my read of this one. And then the last book I have is The Fiancé Farce by Alexandra Bellefleur. This is an author whose past works I loved before, particularly Written in the Stars. So I am very, very hopeful about this read. I hope that I would love it, especially because I love the cover, first of all, and then I also like the premise that it's about a quiet bookseller and a romance novel cover model. So yeah, those are the books that I plan on reading this month. I have quite an ambitious target, especially with the physical reads, which is why I have really, really high hopes, crossing my fingers that I get to read maybe at least more than half of these so that I can feel accomplished when the month ends. But yeah, those are the books I plan on reading this June. No fancy themes this time, just pure on mood reading. I'll just pick up whatever I am in the mood for the following days. So yeah, here's hoping that your June reading will be fun as well. Please let me know which books you plan on reading, and if you have read any of these books, which one would you be picking up? And that's it. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!